Hello and welcome to my new hobby vlog. My first video will be my entry into the Squigbuggy challenge set by the Warbosses at the Ork Community. This was a challenge to take a Squigbuggy kit and turn it into something different. I decided to make an electric powered Mek Trukk. So this video will be a slideshow of the build and how I went about making it. So the first thing I did was I cut a hole in the chassis of the Squigbuggy and then put a cockpit in there from the jet kit. The bonnet is from the back of a shock jump dragster. The front bumper is from one of those servo hauler tractor thingy majiggies, and then I built up a load of green plastic on the back to extend it a bit. I didn't have plastic card when I started, so next up I used the Gorka Market era truck bed, and I added a glyph from the Mech Boy workshop to it. In the back I added some gubbins from the Wasbomb blaster jet. The idea behind that was it could be some sort of power unit for a welding machine or some other thing that the mech would use. I added some plastic card to the front to cover up any holes, and then I started just building up a frame for the back to cover up any mistakes, and also later on I would build upon that plastic card and it would all get covered anyway. The next thing I did was add tracks from the servo hauler kit, sanded off the skulls and anything that wasn't very orky. I added a battery at the front from, I believe it's the new Ork Kill Team terrain. I wanted and built up some panels because I wanted the big shooter to appear like it was mechanically powered and didn't need a gunner. I started filling gaps with milliput, which worked out quite well in the end. I added the truck windshield, the modern truck windshield, and the mud guards I chopped up. So one was from the boarded planks from the truck kit, and the other was from, I believe, the killer cam kit. So here I started to work with plastic card for the first time. It was very enjoyable, and I can't wait to do more of that. For me, Ork vehicles shouldn't be symmetrical, so as you can see, one of the tracks is exposed, the other track I built up a whole section around it, made lots of different panels, lots of shapes. At the time of building this I didn't have any textured plastic card, so I had to improvise and make my own little patterns and glyphs and put a load of damage on there, dags, etc. Cut up a load of rivets, so it worked out quite well in the end. The front wheel is from one of the new buggies, can't remember the name of it, and the other one is from the truck kit. You've got a Dead Space Marine helmet on the front. The mech glyph on the front is from the Stomper kit. I put some gubbins on top of the shock jump dragster bonnet there to give it a sort of electric truck vibe to it. And I just went around and started adding more and more details, glyphs, tool case, crowbar, wrench. I made a little workbench on the back, scratched loads of lines in it so I could later on paint it to look like wood. Put a load of dags on the back there. The rear bumper is from a truck. Just lots of little bits from lots of little different kits. Too many to remember. There's, for example, there's a gun there and a holster from the new commando kit. So next up is the Ork himself. I wanted to make the driver of this truck a mech, and the idea is he drives around working on other people's buggies, trucks, bikes, and collects scrap. So he was made from the torso from the Stomper kit. I liked the little trophy on his back there. The head is from one of the new, I believe, the Squighog riders. The right arm is also from the Stomper kit, and I believe the checkered shoulder plate there is from the Mega Knobs kit, and the green arm is from the original Boys kit. Now the big shooter was all sorts of different parts. It is a big shooter from somewhere. The back of the gun is from a bolt gun, I believe, from the container kit. At the bottom there you've got a knob shoulder pad. On the top, that part is from the Wasbomb blaster jet, because I wanted this big shooter to shoot itself, to be mechanical, and I thought that went well with the mech. Now as far as paint goes, I err on the side of grimdark. I like things to be grubby, dark, nasty, grimy, and so that's what I did. The truck ended up looking somewhat goth. I didn't mean to make it goth. I'm actually a freebooter player myself, so I think this might have more paint added to it in the future. Maybe some yellows, more blues, just to switch it up a bit. Maybe you can be part of the Mechaniacs from the old lore, so make an army of mechs basically. But I experimented mainly with army painted paints. It's the first time using the army painter range. Some of the paints I was not happy with at all, even with metal balls and a electric shaker. They just didn't work very well. Some of the paints were great, so I really struggled with the reds. But in the end, I like how it looks. I've still got more weathering to do on it, and I hope to do a base at some point. Now I will add a picture here with the base that I was going to use. This is a buggy base. Now I like vehicles on bases because I like the diorama aspect of it. You can add more to it and make it a fun little project. So I think I'm going to need a slightly bigger base for it, just so I can actually put stuff on the base. This is the first model I have painted start to finish since 3rd edition 40k, so you know, it could be better, it could be worse, I suppose. I'm not at all happy with the OSL. I started it and then finished it and then started again and finished it, and in the end I ran out of time because this was a challenge after all, so I will go back to that once I've done the base. I'm happy with the Ork skin. Looks quite grim and grimy looking, but yeah, that's it. I hope the Ork community and anybody else watching this video enjoys it. Obviously this is very amateurish, but they will improve over time, I promise. More to come, more vehicles. I've got a war bike project on the go, an entire army of freebooter bikers. Every single bike is going to be different. Everyone's going to be painted different. Everyone's going to be their own individual little project and character. So I may even do individual videos for each one of those, because I'm a madman. I just wanted to take the time to thank the Warbosses of the Apocalypse for setting this challenge and inspiring me and others to make some awesome buggies. There's some really cool buggies in this challenge, so the competition was stiff, but at the end of the day we've all got some awesome new models made, so we're all winners. If you haven't already, go over and join the Facebook and Discord Ork community pages. They're brilliant, full of amazing people who support one another, people who make awesome models, give great tips, and it's just a great community. Thanks for watching, and be sure to tune in again.